Okay, now after the agent, or as I said maybe before, you want to contact either a bank or a mortgage broker. And what's the difference? Well, a bank is a brick and mortar place. For example, you probably have many in the town that you live in. The downtown savings bank that you do business with. Well, you might want to file an application with them. A mortgage broker, on the other hand, isn't a bank. They represent bankers and lenders. And what they will do is they can take special circumstances. You might not qualify at your bank, but they may be able to find another lender that you will qualify with. Also, a mortgage broker is always good to have in the pipe, and I'll tell you why. I've had mortgages pulled the day before a closing. Matter of fact, one of my buyers left his job. And of course, when he was working when he applied for the mortgage, but he left before the property closed. Well, that particular lender, one of the criteria was you actually have a job. So they called the employer the day before the closing. The employer said he wasn't with them anymore, and they pulled the mortgage. And now the closing's the next day. Well, I had a very good mortgage broker. He finally found another broker that could circumvent this issue, and we actually closed one day late. So good mortgage brokers have a lot of products, and they can be lifesavers if one of the lenders or your bank backs up. By the way, the credit checks are usually, well, not usually, always totally free, at least with my customers. If somebody decides they want to charge you, don't give them your business. So the check is free. And when they check you, what they're going to do is they're going to take all of the income for the family, and they're going to take all the expenses. They're going to run your credit report, see how that is, and see what they can come up with for a mortgage for you. Now, kind of a guideline is, and this is flexible, it's usually they don't want you to spend more than a third of your income. That's kind of like a rough criteria. Your debts will also determine how much they're going to lend you, and of course your credit score is going to affect your credit rate. So once again, get it done. You'll know where you stand, and I can recommend several mortgage brokers and banks, and they'll all do free credit checks. You should have at least 2 in the pipe in case something happens to one of them. Now, there's a lot of help out there on your down payment, and I'm not going to get into that right now, because you should talk to your mortgage broker about that. But if you're median, maybe a little bit below income, and you have applied for my free list of homes, and if you haven't, that's one thing you should do, is get a list of homes every month that meet your criteria, you will notice that in the list there will be kind of like a little green dollar sign. And if you click on that, it will tell you all the programs that that home is available for. And you can either click, to find information on them, or simply bring them to the attention of your mortgage broker. The mortgage broker is the one that will match you up with these. You can get sometimes a little bit lower than the 3.5%. You can get maybe 3%. Sometimes you can get forgiveness on what's called private mortgage payments. That's something that you have to make usually if your down payment is less than 10%. Always, the more money you can put down, the less rules and regulations you have to worry about. There's actually some even free money, and this is usually on a community by community basis. If you want to contact me and ask me if anything's available in your area, they're typically free grants, usually up to $10,000, and if you stay in the property for like 5 years, you don't even have to pay them back. But not all communities have them, and when they get the funding, when that funding runs out, of course, they're no longer available. So the down payment help, start with your broker, and if you want me to help you on the community grants, give me a call. Now, when you've qualified with the bank or the mortgage broker, you'll want a letter from them stating that you are approved for a certain amount of money, say $500,000. Or if you want, you can have them simply send a letter in at the time you present your offer, in case you don't want to let the seller know the exact amount of money you can spend, that you're good for like $350,000. And so that letter is something that you want, because no listing agent, well, most of them, I certainly wouldn't accept an offer unless I knew the buyer was qualified. I'd want that letter, and I also would want to talk to the mortgage broker. So I always ask for the phone number. So on the other side, when I'm presenting an offer, at the back of the offer with these little provisions, I always say, buyer is qualified with the ABC Mortgage Company, John Doe, and I give the phone number. So the listing broker now has got that number. They can call them directly and find out that you're good for the money. Because once again, nobody's going to accept your offer unless they know you've got a rock-solid approval. Now, once you know what you can afford for a home, contact a real estate agent like me, and we can provide you with a free list of homes every single day in your inbox as homes become available on the market. And even if you're not ready to buy, this is a good thing to do. So you want to apply for the free list of homes. There's going to be no obligation. I just set this up on the MLS, and it's done automatically. Then when you're ready to buy, we can actually let you know even sooner as the properties come on the market. The way it's set up initially is you get them the next day. Every morning you get all the new houses that have come on the market. But when you're really ready to buy, you might want to know sooner than that.